Alright, everyone. Oshinoko is 8 days away, okay? And if you don't even count today, because let's face it, today's probably already over. 7 days in 1 week. We're finally getting more content. I'm excited. I'm ready. It's been like 35 years. I'm ready. But before we get new content, it's time to cover the four little itty bitty interlude chapters that we got. If you're not aware of this, basically the author, the real author, got sick, mental problems, health problems, maybe a little bit of Apex thrown in there, so he needed a break. And the illustrator of the manga series, Mengo Yokoyari, took the helm and whipped up some four canon, because technically the illustrator is like a co-author, so I'm just gonna call it canon. If it's not canon, it doesn't really matter. These are not developing the plot whatsoever. They're developing the characters, which honestly, that's why I read the story. The plot is good, but I love the characters. We're gonna go over four of the interlude chapters. Are very short, so probably like a minute to talk about each one. It's they're really not that long. The first chapter, or the first interlude, that's what they're calling it, is about my goat Memcho, my favorite character of Oshinoko. And it starts off with her in like on a bar. She's drinking. She's talking to some people that I don't think they've like met, because she thinks that she's in high school. So they're falling for the memcho trap, which, I mean, I don't know if you know, but I know that she's like 24. And then one of the guys is like, "Hey, memcho, why don't we do a collab on your YouTube channel?" She's like, "Sure, I'll do anything. I'll do anything." So at first when you read that I'll do anything, I'm like, oh, okay, so she'll do anything for the content, for the fans, for the YouTube. And then it cuts to her, back in the studio. She's making a video, and then Miyako, my other goat, calls her something. It's literally got beeped out. It's beeped, and then she says, "Hey, don't call me that. That's not my real name. I'm Memcho, and I'm a high school student." Okay, so I don't know if this was part of the story. I mean, it's been a while, but I guess Memcho or Mem is not her real name. Whatever her real name is, maybe the illustrator didn't want to reveal it now because like an interlude chapter, so maybe we'll know like in the actual story. Who knows? But I guess this was a little reveal that Memcho's has a hidden name, which, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but that's not her real name. And then, she's doing this review, and she's basically like, "Oh, I'm on track. My content is on fire. I got a project. I went to this party. I'm doing a collab. I'm doing this and that. I got a key for Starfield. I'm about to stream it." She has a lot of stuff in her YouTube plate. So then Miyako's like, "Hey, like, you don't want to be an idol more? Like, you're part of Bikomachi. Do you not want to, like, do you want me to, like, sign the paper, say that you're gone?" And basically Memcho's like, I mean, I'm not saying that, it's just idols, you don't make any money, so I gotta keep the YouTube up. And then she's like, "Oh, okay, well, how about you collab with these? I got a connection, I got this." And then Miyako sends Memcho to a party to meet other creators, to start crafting some content with them. And then we see Memcho super out of her element. You can see she's like gamer mode, sitting on the couch. People are drinking and partying around her, and she's just on her phone, probably playing like Flappy Bird. And then some random guy comes and goes, "Hey, Memcho, what's up? Like, let's kiss, let's freaking dance." And then he leans in, tries to kiss her, and then her PR mind is going wild. She's like, "Oh, what if someone's filming this? What if I'm self-conscious? What if this gets leaked? What if I get butchered online?" And then she says, "My dream of becoming that will never come true if this random guy kisses me." So then she freaking brushes him off and runs away. And then this is really good. She says, "Oh man, what the heck? I'm still dying to become one after all." An idol, okay? This chapter is about, in summary, is about Memcho using the YouTube pretty much as the breadwinner, as the moneymaker. The reason that she does it is because it's probably easy for her at this point. Oh, just churn out a video, a review, boom, let's get it moving. But her real passion, her real dream lies in being an idol. And I think she's coming to terms with that. Kind of like, what does it mean to you? And I'm sure there's millions of people that want nothing more than to have Memcho YouTube numbers. I mean, believe me, that would be pretty awesome. And she has that, but it's not fulfilling her. What's fulfilling her is being an idol. Same way like Ruby, Ruby acted. You know, Ruby can act. Ruby can do these things, but her real passion is being an idol so she can shine like her mom did. So Memcho, we find out here that Memcho really wants to be an idol. She really wants this. Obviously, whether Kana wants it or not, that's another story. So yeah, this is a cute little little moment, you know, like it's like capturing just an evening with a character. It's like you're going on a little date, seeing them, really getting to know them, and then that's it. They go home. That's all it is. So that was the first one. The second one is very weird, in a good way, but it is still weird. It's about Melt. Do you guys remember that guy? Melt, the guy that was part of like the reality TV thing with Aqua and Akane with the he's kind of like sucks at acting, and then he acted in the Tokyo Blade and he was kind of cool because he kind of like really actually tried. Honestly, I didn't remember him that much. I had to kind of like go reread his scenes, but we got a Melt chapter. Okay, so all four Melt fans, be hyped. So it starts off with basically him getting asked a question in some sort of interview. So at this point, he's already kind of like a famous. They literally call him Pretty Boy. So I think he's just famous for being pretty, probably being like has a good social media presence, and then probably does like modeling stuff here and there. So he's just literally just popular for his appearance. And some random interviewer just asked him, "What do you think of fans? Would you date a fan?" And then he just says, "Oh yeah, sure. I don't mind as long as they're cute." So terrible thing to say, by the way. I mean, if you've been reading the story, you understand that. Saying that you would actually, I don't know if this. I mean, he did say I stirred up online criticism, but I don't know if that would, because you're basically saying I would date a fan, not I am dating a fan. So I don't know if it's the same thing as like I saying I have two kids. And then it cuts to him on stage with like some other boys. So I guess he's part of like a boy band. Like he's like a singer too. So maybe that's what it is. And basically he's like, oh, I'm performing with this giant mob of people that I don't know, that I call fans. Like it's so weird. And then every time some girl comes up to me and I just wink at her, she starts melting. See what I did there? And he's just like, I don't know, like, is there more to this? Like, I understand, I'm popular with the girls. I want to be popular with the girls, but I want to be more. I want to be more. I don't want to be just like, I don't know, eye candy. I guess he's tired of the eye candy life. And then his manager's like, you want to be part of like a band, like not like some like idol group that he's in. Like you want to be like like guitar, drums, all that. And then he's like, yeah, why not? Like, let me take some lessons. Let me actually do something. And then the manager shuts it down super fast. She goes, I've seen a lot of fools like you. The quote, I don't want to sell my pretty face. I want to be an artist. And then she says, please don't look down on gaining publicity. So basically what she's telling him is play to your strengths. You're a pretty guy, but you're not very talented. So just be pretty and rack in the money. Clearly Melt does not have that same mentality, and clearly he wants to be more. And then it cuts to his performance in Tokyo Blade, and then it cuts to his performance in Tokyo Blade, and then some of his fangirls are like, eh. And then he's checking the social media, scrolling, and people are basically talking about him, and they're just like, oh, he's just trying to sell his face. How nice, he can flirt with girls and earn money. That guy who reads in a monotone is still around. If he hangs out with Aya, I'll kill him. So clearly he has his haters. And basically he's coming to terms that he is a pretty boy. He literally says, no matter how much I hone my skills, that label won't come off. So just bring it on. It's my calling. I'll bet my life to prove it. So he just goes on stage and he has a bunch of fangirls. So I don't know, this chapter is a little weird to me. Like, it's basically saying, oh, you don't always have to follow your dreams. If you have something that you're good at, just keep doing it. Like, I mean, look, Mel, it's his life. But I want to see my man act. I want to see my man be more. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a band with like guitar or nothing. Like, he did pretty decently in Tokyo Blade. Like, we could tell that he tried. So I feel like this is kind of like diminishing that, and it's kind of being like, nah, just be a pretty boy instead. But who knows? Maybe this is set up for the future. But yeah, interesting chapter with Melt. Again, not really a character that I thought needed a chapter, but I'm glad he got it. Interlude, so it doesn't really matter. So Interlude 3 is one that I suspect will be a fan favorite, if not this one, then the next one, but probably this one, because it really talks about Akane and Kana's rivalry, because, they don't all like each other, they butt heads because of a little aqua boy. So the chapter starts off with them, I think, like wrapping up filming, or they're about to film, and then some like old lady's like, "Oh, you did good in Tokyo Blade. The daughter of the sponsor that I'm assuming sponsored the play is a fan of yours. You know, you guys did great." And they're like, "Oh, we're honored." And they said the same exact time. And then the old lady's like, "Oh, you guys are talking in sync, like twins, like best friends. Like I thought that you guys were on bad terms, like the rumors, but I guess not. I guess you guys seem to be getting along." And then they also in unison say, of course it's wrong. You know, of course the rumors are wrong. We love each other." But then when they get to the actual dressing room, then they immediately start arguing with each other, and you know they call each other names and they bicker and they fight. And then even as soon as they're about to get, so it looks like they're doing a play, and as soon as they're about to get on stage, Kana literally just says, let me give my all." And then Akane says, "That's my line." So like, you know, they're just like, you know, they're just butting heads even without the cameras. Like they're just mad at each other all the time. But basically, to summarize, this chapter is pretty much just Akane and Kana bickering and arguing the whole time. They do a play together, and in their head they're just like, "I'm better than you," you know, this and that, calling each other names. And then they do a commercial together in their costumes. They're selling some like wipies, and you know they're holding hands and they're being all friendly. And then as soon as the commercial ends, they go back to arguing, and they're being like, "Oh, you know, Akane sucks, Kana sucks, they suck." You know, they're just pointing each other names. And then Akane tells her, "Wow, you're such a big meanie." And then Kana's looking all gracefully, and then she says, "You can call me whatever name you like, but I won't do it because it's dumb." And that's it. Basically, Kana is just saying, "Oh, I'm the bigger person here." You know, it's a it's an interesting chapter. But I think people are gonna like it because it shows Akane and Kana's like relationship. Like I know a lot of people ship them, which is kind of crazy, but they show how they interact, which we haven't gotten a lot of that in the series. So you know they do a lot of work together, but it doesn't mean they like each other. But it looks like Kana sitting her foot down and maybe potentially trying to find a middle ground. Maybe it's setting up for a, hey, we're co-workers. Let's just try to sell our differences and let's try to get along. You know, who knows? Maybe that's what it's setting up. And then we get to the interlude 4 of 4, which is a very interesting one. A very, very interesting one because this isn't a side character chapter. No. This is Ruby and Aqua together. And if you know what's been happening with Ruby and Aqua, then you know that people are going to be watching people are watching this relationship closely and seeing how it develops. And let's just say this chapter muddies the water even more, but not in a way that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's kind of a wholesome chapter. So basically it starts with Aqua just reading, I don't know, probably some Peak, probably some One Piece. And then Ruby comes behind. Oh, he's reading Introduction to Medical Science. Okay. Ruby comes behind him, hugs him. Okay, whatever. And then she says, he feels her hair. And then she's like, "Oh, you know, my hair is so silky, right? So smooth. It's so beautiful. I got a new shampoo. Isn't it amazing?" And then he's just like, "Why do you have your hair tied? Why do you have your hair loose like that? Wouldn't you want to tie it? Like, isn't tied better?" And then she gets mad, and then she leaves, and then Aqua's like, "Okay, so weird." And then Ruby's like, "Man, Sensei," speaking to the doctor, "you're stupid." She starts crying, and then there's a flashback where the doctor is talking about Ai's hair, and it's basically like, "Oh my god, my favorite part about Ai is her silky long hair and how it flows in the wind. And every time she dances, I stare at her hair, and it's so sparkly, it's so shiny, it's so beautiful." And then she turns around and looks at this cancer patient with no hair, and then he gets embarrassed and he goes, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to say that long hair is what makes girls beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're amazing. No, please." And then, she's like, "Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna grow my hair, because you know when I get better, I'm gonna grow my hair and it's gonna be so long and I'm gonna look just like I. And then you're gonna like me and then you're gonna marry me because I freaking." Have a crush on you because you're the only adult that ever treated me with respect in my life, and I don't know how to separate relationship feelings with just relationship of a person with the thing." Okay, whatever. And then the doctor, and then Aqua's like, "Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I know what she's doing. She's finally in a healthy body, and Serena's finally in a healthy body, and she wants for me to notice her long hair because she's probably so proud of it because she didn't have hair. She was 12 years old when she died. She probably was never able to have that long hair. I'm so stupid. And then Aqua's feeling really guilty for not noticing the hair. So then he goes in behind her and then starts blowing her hair dry because I'm assuming she just got off the shower. And then he tells her, "Long hair suits you. It seems that I have another favorite idol." And then she starts laughing and smiling. Honestly, this is very sweet. Like, just think about this chapter without the incest thing, without the, "Oh, I'm 16 now, sensei." Like, without all that, this chapter in a lightning bottle, just on its own, is wholesome. It's a sibling thing. "Oh, I remember in your past life you couldn't grow hair. I'm sorry for disrespecting your hair. I think your long hair looks nice." Like, that is not crazy. That's not a, "Oh my god, they're dating. Oh my god, they're dating. Oh my god, into her." Like, I don't think it's that bad. I thought it was cute. It brought a smile to my face. Um, but yeah, again, none of these chapters really had much besides just character interactions, and I like these. I hope we get more of these. I hope, like, I don't know, maybe during like a break week or something, we get thrown a little interlude. Or maybe just throw some interludes at the end of like the volumes, like the physical volumes, the tankobons, whatever they're called in Japan. Um, I love character stuff, like in anything. My favorite part of fiction, like stories, franchises, all that, is the characters themselves. So if we get more character stuff, that's always good for me. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the 4 interlude chapters of Oshinoko. New chapter review actually coming out in a week, the 20th of September, and I'm very excited for that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this longish video because there was quite a few chapters to cover. And I'll see you guys hopefully before next week, but if not next week for sure. Thank you. Bye.